I spent $600,000 to be Kim Kardashian, and now I'm paying $120,000 to detransition. So this lady who cannot be content in her life, obviously, which is a very sad thing. Like this is like a very big like mental issue, an emotional issue as well. Like for someone to go down this process of spending 600K to try to get a look, not be happy with it because they weren't happy with their original look, to then end up trying to go back to their original look, which will never be their original look, right? You've already manipulated your body, chopped into your body so many times that you can never really be what you were going to be at your age. Like that's the problem with conducting these types of surgeries to this scale, right? It's a little bit different than, let's say, like, oh, you ended up like doing like some sort of like nose job to make you breathe a little bit better because you got like a deviated septum or whatever kind of stuff, right? Because that is more for like functional use. When you get something that is purely cosmetic, that gets into a very scary zone where, like, whoa, wait a minute. If you're willing to go down this route because you're not happy with anything about yourself physically, where else in your life, what other part of your life can you not be content with something, right? Like, this gets into like a really dangerous financial situation. I mean, this is already a very dangerous financial situation. Like, this is some scary money to be spending. Like, I hope she is making good amount of money because this is basically types of money that you could basically be crawling out of the hole for the rest of your life. So let's get right into it. So she no longer wants to keep up with the Kardashians, a former Versace, I believe how you pronounce it, model who spent almost $600,000 on surgeries to turn herself into a Kim Kardashian look-alike, has now forked out $120,000 to detransition to her original looks. Jennifer Pamplona, 29, had more than 40 cosmetic procedures over the course of 12 years in a bid to emulate the reality superstar before realizing her happiness was only skin deep. Okay, so this is actually like a really important comment, right? Like she came to the realization like, wait a minute, like what am I doing? Like I'm going down a dark path. Like, this is the thing. If you can only get happy due to external reasons, you're never really going to be able to sustain the happiness, right? So, like, for example, let's use like a different example, right? Let's say that you could only get happy by getting a new car. Okay? So you spend 20K to get a brand new car. Then you spend 40K to get a brand new car. Then you spend 80K to get a brand new car. Then you get 100K to get a brand new car, and then on, and then on, and then on. And then you're basically just continuously financially destroying yourself. And guess what? It doesn't matter how good of a car that you end up getting. You could end up having the brand new Bugatti Chiron Sport thing, whatever. That's like a super rare $50 or $60 car. Oh, 50 to 60 allotted car that's like $3 to $5 million or something in terms of price tag, and still not be happy that you got that like special car, right? You're like, no, I need something better than this. I need something rarer than this. I need something that would be so amazing that people feel jealous about it. And then once you get that new item, guess what? You're going to keep on going after the other item. Like it's going to be a non-stop addiction, like this cycle. It's like I think the term is basically the hedonic treadmill, right? Where you are basically constantly just increasing like your basically regulated state, right? So if your whole life you're basically at like a level 3 speed, then you start bumping it up with all these new things. Okay, now you're going to be on the fourth speed. Now you're going to be on the fifth speed. Now you're going to be on the sixth speed. But going back to the first, second, or third speed doesn't feel the same. Like it's not the same excitement. It's basically nothing. Like it's no effect on you, right? It's like basically another way to look at it as well. Let's say that you got to the point where you are driving a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, right? Going back to driving like a $2,000 Honda ain't gonna feel the same, right? If that's your norm, if a Lamborghini and a Ferrari is your norm, going back to like a $2,000 car, you'll get depressed, right? Or even going back to like let's say like a fifty or $60,000 brand new car will make you feel depressed because it's not a Lamborghini or Ferrari. It's not to that scale. So people would call me a Kardashian, and it started to get annoying. The Brazilian born beauty told Caters, whatever the hell that is, I had worked and studied and was a businesswoman. I had done all these things and had all these achievements in my personal life, but I was only being recognized because I looked like a Kardashian. Well, then why did you purposely make yourself look like a Kardashian? Hmm. So Pamela first went under the knife in 2010 when she was 17. That is so depressing. At the time, Kardashian was just becoming a household name, and after her first surgery, Pamplona quickly became addicted to operations that would make her look like the newly minted A-lister. Among her more than 40 procedures were 3 rhinoplasties and 8 operations on her bottom, including butt implants and fat injection to emulate Kardashian's supersized booty. Her transformation into Kardashian's doppelganger quickly helped her garner international attention, and she was even profiled in the Post. The stunner also attained upward of 1 million Instagram followers, but happiness did not follow. I discovered that I was addicted to surgery, and I wasn't happy. I was putting filler in my face like I was in the supermarket, Pamplona admitted. It was an addiction, and I got into a cycle of surgery equals fame and money, and I just lost control of everything. I went through a lot of hard times. Like, this is like really sad to read. Like, you don't wish this type of mental health issue on like anyone. You don't want anyone to be addicted to anything. You don't want anyone to be addicted to something that is so life changing and potentially life threatening as like surgeries. Like, you gotta keep in mind, every surgery comes with a risk of you potentially passing away, right? So she went under the knife multiple times because she was addicted to it, she was addicted to fame, and she was addicted to the money as well. Finally, after years of upset, Pamplona said she realized she was suffering from body dysmorphia and wanted to return to her real looks. She tracked down a doctor in Istanbul who said he could help her revert to her original appearance. I saw on the computer beforehand how I would look, and it was like I was having a rebirth, she said. The cost of the operations wasn't cheap, with the stunner splashing out 6 figures for the surgery, which she recently underwent. I had a face and neck lift, buccal fat removal, cat eye surgery, a lip lift, a nose job, all at once, she said. I went to the operation room as one person and I came out as another. However, Pamplona suffered complications during the transition surgery, saying she was bleeding from her cheeks for 3 days after developing an infection. I thought I was dying, she explained. I was thinking to myself, what the hell have I done with my life? Thankfully, the brunette is now on the road to recovery, but the final results of the procedure are yet to be seen, given that she still has severe swelling and bruising. But the brave Brazilian says she already knows the painful procedure was worth it. I really hope so. Like, the problem with going back to basically roughly the way that you were, roughly, it's going to be hard, right? Because you're going to end up waking one day and you're going to be like, am I not good enough? Do I look okay enough? Like, and then she's probably going to get so many comments because she's like a influencer or whatever that people are just going to like bash her on like social media and stuff that were originally her fans for that specific look and all that. So it's going to be sad. The best feeling is knowing I'm not in a fight with myself anymore, Pamplona said. I am now who I wanted to be, and I really now understand the meaning of life. Ooh, that is such a bad surgery. But I mean, that's a crazy surgery. That is a that is a tough thing. That's hard. So Pamplona is now sharing selfies snapped after her detransition surgery in a bid to show the ugly truth about beauty procedures. There are people who make it surgery look good on Instagram, but life isn't perfect and being addicted to surgery isn't a good thing, she explained, revealing she is working on a documentary titled Addiction about the dangers of the operations. The model has also partnered with a doctor to open a foundation in Brazil with the aim of treating people who suffer from body dysmorphia. Now, here's the thing, right? This thing alone, like this little foundation that she's like setting up, might be something where she could basically get her equilibrium of like what will make her happy healthy, right? To like a healthy state where like, okay, today I was able to help someone. Tomorrow I was able to help someone. The next day I was able to help someone, right? Like having that like consistent like, okay, I know what I'm gonna do today and I know what I'm gonna work on and I know that I can help someone. And so that might be something that she really, really needed. I feel like I can help a lot of people with my life story, but my face is beautiful and now I look even more beautiful, she said. Let's go into the comments because I think this would be pretty interesting. Beauty is not caused, it is. Emily Dickinson. Try as I might, I just cannot muster up any sympathy for women like this. This generation of women are so unbelievably narcissistic and privileged that someone who has 720K lying around chooses to waste it on garbage like this instead of doing something charitable and profound with it. I volunteer at an animal shelter, and these poor animals are going without food and litter because of bite inflation. And when I think of how much food could go into those bellies with that kind of money, it makes me want to punch a wall. This toxic Kardashian family is everything that's wrong with these last two generations. Like Judge Judy says, beauty fades, dumb is forever. Thank you for all you do to help animals in your community. You are the real star in my eyes. Try a brain transplant next. Blah, 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 blah. Why would you want to look anything like that fake plastic person? She is nothing than a beef eater. Some people need serious mental help or maybe some real unconditional love. I think it might be this, right? Like real unconditional love. I think that would probably help a lot of people. They also need to know they aren't this body, they are something much more divine, and they need to live that part of themselves more than anything. Well, seems you're on par with her. Blah, 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 blah. This is more proof that real women with brains are dwindling faster than the Titanic sunk. I hate plastic and tattoos on women because they are the most beautiful creatures when in their own marked skin. A lot of sick people in this world, a lot. Wonder if that's what humans were meant to be. Either way, feel free to give your thoughts if you stumble upon this. If you want to learn how to get out of debt and master your money, feel free to check out 40inbox.com. The main takeaways from this is that, like, you need to learn how to be content in every aspect of your life, right? Like, if you're making like 50K a year, right? Sure, go ahead and strive to like make more, but you still need to be like happy where you're at, right? Still be like grateful, like, hey, I'm making 50K a year. I'm going to do my best to make 80K next year. I'm going to do my best to make 100K next year, etc., 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 right? But in terms of like the now, in the now, be like, hey, guess what? I'm alive. That's pretty awesome. you know?